Down by Craw. This is Piggott!
Now Wayne Gray, last knockings of the season. Wayne Gray for the title!
It's Sam Wood, and Bentley has managed to get to it.
It's Eastwood this time. Oh, what a goal! Freddie Eastwood has given Southend the lead with a goal that any Manchester United player would be proud to score.
Hello and welcome to Matchday Live. We're back once again. It is a Monday, I keep forgetting, but I remembered to do the paper, which was my biggest concern of the day. But first and foremost, it's a fantastic victory for Southend United, 4-2 win against Boreham Wood at Roots Hall today. 3 goals inside the opening 23 minutes with my phone's ringing, so I keep on putting me off. But we had 3 goals inside the opening 23 minutes with Gus, Jack Bridge, James Horton all on target. Jack Bridge went on to score a penalty in the second half as well. So plenty of talking points, 4 goals, 13 unbeaten. Danny Waldron, was it a penalty? Should Cab Marley have been sent off? We have plenty to be talking about, plenty to be keeping us busy. Hope you can't hear my phone ringing on Facebook. Apologies if you can. Not normally as this popular, so it's not really a problem. I told my mum not to ring me. So, yes, please get involved. Come on, have your say. Let us know what you thought of Southend United's victory today. Like we said, 13 unbeaten. Unfortunately, I can't quite see the waiting room right now, so I can't get people on. So, Paul or Daryl, if you are there, if you could help me. Ollie, always good to see your face. Nice surprise to see you popping up there in your pink kit as well. I quite like. Are we a fan of the? Are you a fan of the pink kit? Where are we? How are you thinking? Do you think it's where are we ranking the blue, the yellow, and the pink this year? Which order are you going in?
Always put the blue top. Always.
Yeah,
always.
I quite like the blue this year with a bit of yellow. I think that's
it's retro. It's retro. Yeah. That's what I like about it. Yeah. You know what? Blue, yellow, it's classic, and then pink, I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah, all quite good this yellow, an improvement in recent seasons, which has been a bit of a concern as we know, not a concern, but haven't been the best up until the last couple of years. So fair play where that's concerned, and hopefully moving forward we'll be able to buy a few more in the club shop next season. But let's start off with today's victory. I know you were there with your kangaroo. I saw your. Is that a lucky kangaroo? I keep meaning to ask you. Where's the involvement with the kangaroo come from?
I got Justin Jr. when I was the day before we went to Gateshead. So I bought him, and then he was just kind of a Southend thing. I was kind of just taking him to all the games and photographing him and that. And then I started doing it more generally in my everyday life. And then people were saying, you should make like public accounts on social media. This could go viral.
So has he got one?
So he's got like on Twitter. He's my I base my Twitter around him and Facebook and all the others. And then people are like I've had a couple of people come up to me and say, I really like your kangaroo. I'm like, thank you, I appreciate it. But no, it's I've been taking him to most games and kind of doing everything with him. And I met Justin Reese a couple of weeks. I think Dag is at home. I said, I've named my kangaroo after you. And then I got into the Woking game early.
You didn't put out a restraining order when you said this, did you? He wasn't like a little bit concerned what was happening.
No, but I see him before Woking as well, before the Woking game. And I said, I've got my kangaroo. And he said, oh, it's my little Roo. And then he came and spoke to us me and my mate for about 15 odd minutes. It was a bit surreal because we came in an hour early and he just walked over, got another photo with him. And he just came and sat down and spoke to us. But it was Justin Jr. is kind of a bit of a celebrity.
Fantastic! So Justin Jr. and Justin Senior would have been both be very happy today. A 4-2 win for Southend. What was your take on it? What did you make of the game?
Well, I didn't see us going 3-0 up in 23 minutes, but no, I thought it was important. I thought it was really important we won today, just because I was in the away end at Ebbsfleet and there was a lot of kind of, I wouldn't say toxicity, but quite a bit of kind of negativity around at the end. People were saying about Kevin Mayer, and I was just thinking because I've always been Mayer in, and I think actually the thought of being Mayer out, especially because I try and stay neutral with these things, and to be fair, the people that are saying Mayer out, I see we bought on Friday, bought Bridgie off for Jason Demetri, and I was thinking, right, but like I think, but yeah, like I said, I think it was really important we won today for Kev, and I think at the end it was like, you know, like you look at the I think it's the third goal, the Jack Bridge goal. I think there's a lot of backwards and sideways passes where people might have previously been like, why are we always playing it backwards and sideways? But that's what the goal comes from. So actually today, I think the players realised that we needed a win. I thought we needed a win. I went in there thinking we have to beat Bournemouth today, because if we don't, the questions will start to get asked. And I know we've been on this unbeaten run, but I looked at it and I think it's only a handful of draws in there. So it's like, no, not draws, wins. So I was thinking kind of like, it's a bit, it's like you kind of want to be winning, especially the games that we have been drawing and winning. So I thought we should have seen it out at Ebbsfleet, I thought. And I thought today, a draw wouldn't really, I don't think I'd be satisfied. And we went 1-0 up and I was in 2-0 and I was thinking, well, like, what's going on here? Like,
it was an incredible start, wasn't it? I don't seem to remember too many starts like that from Southend in recent years. And it was just so nice, wasn't it? The guy was underway. And that was a great finish, wasn't it? Good ball in from Danny Waldron, and he took it really well, because I would say it was probably no more than a half chance, really, the way that it was rising up into it.
Well, but when Danny got that ball and was driving down there, I see Cards in the middle. I'm thinking, just put it along the floor for Cards, and it completely missed Cards. I was like, oh, and he done the hard bit, Waldron, as well. He kind of turned away from his man on the throw in, drove forward, and then he's put it in. And I thought, it's come to Gussie. I'm thinking, just try and keep it down, Gus. Try and keep it down. And he has. It's hit the bar, and I'm thinking, but then it bounced out and went in. I was like, well, it's not an easy technique. And I think because Gussie, it's rising. So it's very easy for that to kind of end up in the south stand. But I think actually he's kind of caught hold of it really well, and it is a really, like I say, really difficult technique to execute. And he's done a really good job with it. And this is a right wing back.
Yeah.
So like it's a really, really, it was a good goal. And I think all of them were today, actually.
Yeah, I think that's 7 goals for the season now, which is fantastic, isn't it, from the right wing back? Bridge, I know he takes penalties, but he's got 8 as well. And good for James Morton to get his first goal to the club coming in. What did you make of him today?
Oh, I thought he was absolutely... But there were times in the second half where he was dropping into centre-back to get the ball from Kensdown Taylor, and I was thinking, he's just so good. Like because I've been saying... I'm calling out for him for ages now, because I think there's different things that you get from Cav Miley. Well, I say different. They're very similar, but I think it's different because Cav maybe isn't as good on the ball as Morton is. And I think like Morton, he got in the box, and when he scored his goal, I originally thought it was Cardwell. So I was turning around to my mates and going, Cardwell scored. Then I heard it was Morton. I actually know, Chris, I saw that you posted James Morton, and I was thinking, what? Oh, I was like, but no.
Yeah, I probably got it wrong. Maybe it was. I normally get it wrong, so maybe that's just me.
But I was like, no, it was a really, really good goal. And I'm just really happy for James, because it's been coming, and I've been crying out for him for a while now. So.
Yeah, fantastic. And good, Paul, thanks for joining us as well. Good work with all your Shrimpercast podcasts this season. Been a fantastic addition to the Blues coverage this year. So well done to you, and thanks for joining us. And what did you make of today's game?
Well, cheers for having me on, Chris, and hello. Thank you very much for your kind words. But
No problem.
I can't remember the last time we scored 3 goals in the first half at home. It was fantastic. No, but I thought...
Yeah, I need to double check. I've literally only just got home, so I haven't had a chance to sort of go through the statistics, but I'm quite sad, so I'll probably do that straight after we finish talking. So, yeah, sorry, carry on. Your thoughts on today's game?
No, great first half. I thought Boreham would give it a good go, seeing where they are, and it's so tight down the bottom there. But, once we got that first goal, really, it seemed every time we go forward, we seemed to score. I thought Waldron was fantastic. I thought he played really, really well. Morton, some of the passing, he's just showing flashes of them score. We saw the show reel before he came. We know he can hit them passes. And I thought he had a really, really good game. Great to see him get his first goal for the Blues as well. And going in 3-0, I was, rather happy.
Yeah, like we just touched on, Morton and Miley are quite similar. But did we see today that they can play in the same team, Paul? Do you think they can play in that same midfield? I know in the past we may have thought they were a little bit too similar, but what did you make of them linking up together today?
Yeah, I thought they worked quite well together. I think we're in danger of having a Gerard Lampard situation here now.
A bit nice problem to have.
Yeah, it's very nice problem to have indeed, yeah. But yeah, I thought they played quite well. I think Miley, we're seeing him back to his best now. and really getting stuck in, and that gave Morton a little bit more freedom to ping these passes about, get forward and get his goal as well. So I think that's only going to get better the more games that they play together, without a doubt. But yeah, he's nice problem to have, looking good.
Yeah, and you mentioned Miley there. Will we perhaps, Ollie, I don't know whether you could say it, I know you're in the West End, a little bit fortunate that he didn't get sent off today. He'd already been booked and he gave away a free kick. Did you see that one, Ollie, or did you have a better view, Paul? Did you not see it, Ollie?
I didn't catch it, but one thing I will say with Cav tackles, he's very risky, isn't he? Like, he kind of goes in, and I'm thinking, like, Cav, you don't need to go in for that. And it's like, But I think there was one, was it? I think Dagenham at home where he should have, I thought that was, because referee point of view, I was looking at him thinking, if I'm on there, that's a red straight away. And so it's really, but no, he's really, he kind of just, heart on the sleeve and goes in for tackles. It's like, you don't really need to go in for, but no, I didn't see that one. Which one was that? Was it
in the second half? It was over sort of like in the left. Did you see it, Paul? Did you think maybe we got away with
I saw him lunge in, and you just saw the back of his shirt, and he's going straight in. The guy hit the deck, and we're all thinking, "Oh, that's it, he's gone." But I think the referee was too busy getting his spray out of his pocket. We all thought he went for
a that's what I thought as well, because he went to his pocket, didn't we? We were thinking like, "Oh my god,
here we go, he's off." But I think he was too busy looking at his lines, making sure we got the spray right. Maybe forgot about it, but I think he got away with one there, to be fair.
Yeah, and the penalty, did you think that was a penalty? I don't know where you sit in the East Stand, don't you, Paul?
I'm in the East. And
did you have a good view of the penalty?
Yeah, I thought it was a bit harsh.
Yeah.
We couldn't figure out if he came in got Waldron from behind, or as he's gone down, he's pushed it out with his hand. But considering what had been going on before with certain tackles and whatnots and the other decisions that we've seen before at Roots or whatever, we thought, oh well, goes against Boreham, we'll take it. It's about time we had a lucky pen.
Yeah, because initially, I don't know whether it is for the foul or the handball. I tried to seek clarification after the game, but everyone had gone by the time I got, because there's a photo, I don't know if you've seen it, I posted it, and it does look like the defender in question, I think it's Jamal Fifield, has got his hand on the ball. So, yeah, it's interesting to see whether or not it was given. Because it did look harsh at the time, and Jack Bridge sort of admitted off the record as well that he thought it was a little bit harsh at the time, but nobody really knew why it was given. So, man of the match, guys, who did you think was the standout performer for Blues today? I'll start with you, Paul. Who did you think?
Waldron.
Yeah,
hands down. I thought the energy he gave in the first half, getting them 2 goals, setting up the first 2, I thought his work rate was absolutely unbelievable. And he just kept going all game until he came off. I thought he needed that game. Just, brilliant. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, I'd echo that, no pun intended. And you, Ollie, who do you think was your man of the match?
There's so many really good individual performances out there today. I thought James Morton was, I've already said, I think he's just really class. And I think he showed that today. Gussie played really well. One thing I thought saying Gussie, after Bridges' goal, he's come up to the West Stand and started going like that. And it's just
really?
These kind of things are really, and it's and I think Harry Taylor's just laughing, and it's just like it's real arrogance, and it's good to see the confidence. There's a real confidence there, and he's put a thing on Twitter, Gus, after the game saying all aboard with like a train.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like there's a real inner confidence in that team that next season could be special. But Gus, Morton, but I've got to agree with Paul. I think Dan Waldron today, I think it's his best performance in a blue shirt. But obviously without goal, which he did deserve. But I think being a striker is more than just scoring goals. And he definitely did more than score a goal today. And I think, like I say, obviously he didn't get his goal, but I think he was really excellent. I think, I'd give it to Dan today.
Fantastic. That is superb. Thanks, Ollie. Thanks for your time. Thanks for joining us again. I look forward to seeing you and Justin Jr. again soon.
Thanks. Cheers, Chris. See you later.
See you later. And Paul, it's 13 unbeaten now for Southend. What have you made of this unbeaten one? I know there's a few draws in there, but what's your kind of overlaying feeling behind it, and how well do you think the team have done in recent weeks?
Well, yeah, I think it's been unbelievable, really, considering we had that little blip, didn't we, at the beginning of the year, when and you just thought, we were hovering down there, and you start to think the worst, don't you? But that league was so tight. We knew that you just string a few results together and off we go. I mean, we've had a lot of young, new players, have coming in. They've needed time to bed in, and we conceded just a few sloppy goals here and there. But what a run! I mean, I'm still of the view that mounting a serious title challenge next season. I think this is going to be amazing. See if we can keep this run going, keep this team together, and with a few more quality additions, I think there's no reason why we shouldn't be challenging for the title.
Yeah,
Without
fingers
being biased,
crossed.
but
yeah, no, I do agree with you, Phil. Great to meet you. Great to meet you. Great to see you again. First of all, thanks for coming on. Your thoughts on today. First of all, we'll touch on what Paul's just said in a moment with regards to next season and aspirations and what might be achieved and what can be achieved. But start with today. What was your thoughts on the performance?
Yeah, brilliant. I think it's one of those fixtures that can be quite dangerous because, when you're kind of this stage of the season, mid-table teams, you've seen many mid-table teams sort of drop off and go off on holidays, and that's dangerous when you're playing teams in the relegation because they will come at you and battle for those points. Classic example: Kidderminster today, Chesterfield.
Yeah,
3-1 there, and that could have easily been us. And Boreham, in the past, they've caused us problems with their physicality. So I was really pleased with the way we went about a game today, and got on the front foot. Quick fire goals, as you guys have said. That doesn't happen that often, does it, at Russell? So
no.
that was really pleasing to see us really go at them, from the off. And pleasing. So many good performances on the pitch today. You've named quite a few of them. Moulton, I thought was excellent, as was Bridgie. Lot of good performances. And Cav Miley, to be fair, I did. You're talking about potentially getting a second. I didn't actually see it. But
All
you
right,
know
Master
what I did see from him. I thought he's been under lack of confidence recently, and I thought he was coming back to being Cav Miley today. On the half turn, getting a lot of balls through, interceptions. He was really good. Thought it was really good. Good performance.
Yeah, 100%. And Paul, one more just for you before I let you go. We were talking about Player of the Year in the press box today, and obviously there's going to be votes that are going to be cast soon for that. So just finally from you, your Shrimpers cast. So you're casting your votes. Who's your Player of the Year for Southend this season?
That's a tough one, that, isn't it? Because there's been so many. I mean, if you can give it to the whole team, they should all get it, really, for everything that they've done and been through. But I'd say I'd have to go with Cardwell. I'd say with his 17 goals, I'm sure he's going to add to them. He scored some incredibly important goals for us across the season, even though he's a bit of a blip out with injury. But I think he'll probably be up there for me. In a close second, will have to be our captain, Ralphie, for leading the boys through the season. That'll be for me, I reckon.
Brilliant, fantastic, that is superb. Thanks so much for coming on tonight, Paul. Hopefully see you at a game soon as well. Come and say hello, and it'll be always good to talk to you. So thank you very much indeed for your time tonight. Cheers, thank you. Phil, who would be your player of the year? There was a lot of mentions for Gus and Harry Taylor. It's a nice thing to have.
Harry Taylor.
Quite a lot of people that are in contention this year. So who would you be going for?
Yeah, Harry Taylor for me. I think he's having to revert to the back from the beginning of the season, and a lot of people doubted that he would be able to cope with it back there, but he's been brilliant. He's been absolutely brilliant, and being out for a layoff of his injury, it doesn't look like he's been away. He looks very comfortable there. So yeah, he would be up there. Cardwell, again, excellent. Aside his goals, the work rate he puts in for the team is immense. Gussie will be up there. There's a few shouts, I think. So it's one of those three, I think, will probably be my pick, if I'm honest.
Yeah. And Charlie and Ben, thanks for joining us again tonight. Good to see your friendly faces pop up. Who are you going for Player of the Year, Charlie, first of all? Who would be your pick?
Like your previous guys were saying, it's a difficult one this season. This should be a team award, really, for like what's happened this season and where we are now. It's credit to them all. If we've got to be pushed for one player of the season, for me, it'd probably be Harry Taylor. Up until his injury, I thought he's absolutely phenomenal. His work rate, he's absolutely, really sort of overachieved. I think expectations. No one really envisaged him playing at the back this season. I think he's sort of taken the role really well. And since coming back as well, again, he's looked really assured. I thought he had a good game again today against a couple of, their strikers are big, strong guys, and I think our defence handled them really well. So yeah, for me, it'll be Harry Taylor.
Ben, who would be your pick?
Not to sound like a broken record, but I'd go with Harry Taylor as well. I mean, I've said it numerous times on Twitter. I think, before his injury, he was excellent, and I mean, obviously, he was out for what six weeks, maybe 8 weeks, maybe missed quite a few games. Obviously, we had quite a few called off, so I had lots of Saturday, Tuesdays, etc. But yeah, no, since he's come back, it's looked like he's barely been away really. But yeah, I mean, I think it's obviously it's hard. Really, because I feel like there's been so many standout performers, but equally, it's been a team effort. It's been a very long season, but yeah, I mean, I'd go for Harry Taylor probably.
It's weird how it works out in football, isn't it? Because I agree that Harry Taylor's been one of the standout performers, but if we don't have the embargo, I don't think he plays there. And if Louis Lomas wasn't injured, I don't think he plays there. And if Sean Hobson doesn't leave, I don't think he plays there. So it's bizarre, isn't it, that these small things come together for him to be able to play there in the first place. And do you think, finally, from you, Phil, I'll let you get on with your evening after this, but do you now see him as a defender? I saw a comment the other day that said, we can go back to playing in midfield now. We've got Crowther and now Kensdale's back, but I see him as that's him now. That's his position. I wouldn't move him back into midfield. I think that's his role in the team now. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but what do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think you would now have him as a backup for the midfield, if anything. If you were short in games, but yeah, what an option to have with him at the back. If we did bring one or two, obviously we've got Crowther now, maybe bring one more in, and then let them fight out for their spots. I think that's just strength in depth, and that's what you're going to need if you want to be challenging, which hopefully we are next year. So yeah, for me, I'd keep him there. He's proved himself. So just quick one. Just want to say Justin's birthday tomorrow. He's kept it very quiet. So happy birthday to him. Yeah, so he's very happy with that win today. So happy birthday to the big man.
Oh, well, we mentioned Justin Jr. earlier. So, yeah, I think you're right, actually. We're rather depressingly, me and him are the same age. So, or we will be after his.
I won't give that away, Chris, how old that is.
I need to change my Twitter bio now that I'm getting on a bit. I don't want people to know how old I am. So I need to try and work out how to get rid of the 1982 bit. I think it's Tom's birthday as well, because people were singing happy birthday to him. So it's a joint effort. So, yeah, happy birthday. I won't sing to Justin. He doesn't deserve that. I'm going to bit everyone off. But, yeah, nice touch there, Bill. And I'll see you soon. Thank you very much indeed.
Take care, buddy. Cheers. Well done, guys.
Cheers. Thank you very much. And Charlie, what did you make of the start of the second half? Because Boreham kind of came. I know they obviously would have got a real rollicking at half time. I'll be careful how I say that. But for a few minutes, they got the goal, didn't they? And there was one or two nervy moments, or is that kind of overstressing it a little bit, do you think?
No, I'll have to agree. I was chatting to the guy I sit next to and we were saying at the start of the second half, we'll see a different Boreham Wood side come out in the second half. There's no doubt that, they won't be happy going 3-0 down at half time in the fashion they did. So I imagine them coming out quite quick in the second half. And to be fair to them, I thought they looked quite strong in the first 5 minutes and stuff, really put it on us and that. And, when their goal went in, it was a bit of a deflection, I think, from where I could see. So maybe a little bit fortunate with the ball going in. But it's certainly when it went in, you think, oh, God, here we go. We're going to do it the hard way. But fortunately, we sort of rode it out a little bit and then sort of got a foothold again. And then obviously the penalty not too long later on sort of restored that 3-goal lead again. I think from then we sort of had a bit more control of the game.
Yeah, and we always get penalties against Boreham Wood. And Jack Bridge, even I saw him before the game, said, we'll get a penalty today. He said the same in the away game, and we got one that day, and I know he missed one there last season. Ben, I know I asked the others earlier, but what was your take on the penalty? I know there's a bit of confusion about why it may have been given, but what did you make of it?
I think it was given for handball. I think, I don't know, and obviously like you said, obviously you didn't get a chance to ask about it after the game, but yeah, I think it was given for handball, and I think it was very harsh. I mean, we sort of... me, my dad, and my mate, we sort of like appealed for it as a bit of a joke. And yeah, and then the ref gave it. So I think it was really hard. I mean, Waldron, couldn't have been further than 2 yards away or anything like that. I mean, I'll have to see it again, but from where I was, I think it was harsh. I think it did hit his hand, probably. So by lesser of the law, it arguably was. But yeah, I mean, we're seeing a lot more sort of definite penalties not be given.
Yeah. And Danny Waldron would have been my man of the match today. He got a lot of praise from the others that came on earlier. agree with that? Were you impressed with him today? Would he be your pick as man of the match? I know Jack Bridge got, I think, the sponsor one, obviously his 2 goals that he got, but who would you have selected today?
Yeah, completely agree with Danny Waldron. I think he showed, it was nice to see him deliver, because I feel like he's got to come under a lot of unfair criticism. A lot of people have said, "Oh yeah, he scored all these goals, blah blah blah," and hasn't. But he hasn't really had many chances, and he's scored 2. Obviously he had a couple of headers against Wildstone, but apart from that, you can almost count the chances on one hand that he's had. So it was nice to see him come on and play really well. Obviously, get the 2 assists in the first half and then win the penalty for the third. But yeah, I'll go for Waldron as well. I think I think Harry Taylor was good. Ralph Miley looked back to his best again. I feel like he's been gradually improving over the last few weeks after a bit of a shaky start from return from injury. But yeah, I'd go with Waldron.
Yeah, I make you right. And do you think Waldron and Cardwell's got the makings of a good partnership, Charlie? And would you like to see more of that? Because obviously Dackers and Henry Sandat's another option, but they're here on loan. So do you keep playing the strongest lineup with all the players that you've got, or do you have one eye on next season and think, well, Sandat and Dackers might not be here because they're just loans, or should they play anywhere? So would you like to see this as a partnership for the last 3 games, or how are you viewing that strike force as we get into the last sort of 2 or 3 games of the season?
Yeah, no, I think Cardwell and Waldron, I think they're working really well now. I think they're starting to, things are starting to click there, and I think the way sort of Waldron today, he felt like he was sort of playing with a sort of a bit between his teeth. The way the first goal, sort of turning his man on the touchline and just driving forward. Sort of just overhit it for Cardwell, but obviously Gus was there at the other end, and likewise, chasing down the keeper for the second, and delivering the ball in. I think he, had a really strong game, and yeah, I'd like to see them two sort of play more regularly now. See the season in, just them two. Obviously Waldron, he's still trying to adapt to full-time football and the fitness and stuff. But if he's still capable for the next 3 games, why not? If we can get an hour out of him a game, then why not start them two? As you say, the others are on loan. Not necessarily going to be here next season. But Kev's always going to put out his strongest team, and all the time that there's points up for grabs, we're gonna play for them, obviously. But yeah, I'd like to see Waldron and Cardwell for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point you made there. I think Waldron's best will be next season because he's come mid-season. He was still working in finance, and as he first joined in Southend, he was combining the two. So I think with a proper pre-season behind him, and I think that will do him the world of good. But do you agree with that, Ben? Would you like to see those two as a partnership and see what they can do together, or would you have a look at 1 or 2 others in attack in a different combination, or how are you viewing that kind of attacking partnership as we enter the last sort of 3 games of the season?
I think the obviously the 2 that started up front today, I think like that have to start. Just because they're definitely both going to be here next season. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen with the loan signings, and perhaps why Waldron might not have been getting as much game time as he was. Some feel he deserves. Might be because they could have clauses in Sandat's and Dax's contract saying they've got to play X amount of minutes, etc. But yeah, you've got to see Cardwell and Waldron. Obviously the playoffs are still mathematically possible, but I feel like a lot of people are perhaps sort of a bit pessimistic, because I feel like obviously you've got Halifax, who actually have 3 games in hand over Huss and Aldershot. You've got to rely on other teams, but for us it's got to be just carrying on the unbeaten run and building and looking towards next season. So I feel like start with those 2 up front, obviously go into a full pre-season, sign probably another 2 strikers, I feel, because I think it's probably good to have 4 strikers, especially when you play 2 up top. But yeah, I'd like to see Jack Wood sort of get an advanced role in the team, but I'm not too sure where it will fit in unless you change up the midfield, because I don't think he'd have the ability to play as a 9. But yeah, as for the last 3 games, I'd go with Waldron and Dackers. No, Waldron and Cardwell. Yeah, as I said.
And my last question to you both: we're on this fantastic run. We all hope that it's a sign of things to come for next season. So I'll start with you. I'm going to ask you the same question in a minute, Ben, so you can try and think what you'll say. Is the squad now, as it is, good enough for promotion? If not, what do we need to add to it, say that this time next season we really will be up there?
I think we probably could do with a couple of extra players for next season. We're going to push on. If you look at you likes of Chesterfield and the teams that have gone up recently, they've had sort of depth in numbers. There's talk, do we need sort of a more experienced striker, maybe someone sort of a proven at this level? Who knows? It's not necessarily a given, that they'll keep performing. However, I think we probably will need to just recruit sort of another striker, especially if Dackers and Sandak go back. I know we've got Wood, but again, he doesn't seem to be featuring too much at the moment. So potentially we need someone to another striker, and maybe another maybe just defender and a midfielder, really, just across the spine of the team there, really, just to ensure that there's competition for places, and should any injuries occur, we've got people to fall back on.
And Ben, same to you. What do you think we need to add?
Yeah, I think we certainly don't need an overhaul. You're probably talking perhaps 4 or 5 players. I'd go for probably a goalkeeper. I feel like Colin has done enough this season and proven that he should be our number one. But I also feel it's going to be hard to find someone who's going to want to come down and be second choice to a 20, 21-year-old. I feel like perhaps a bit of cover at right wing back for Gus, just because I feel obviously JD's getting older and older. But I think he's done well since he's covered. But you do need someone, if you're looking to go up, you do need someone else who's going to compete with Gus and fill into a better standard if he was injured or suspended. I feel like an attacking midfielder. So if you look at the teams up the top, you look at your Chris Con-Clark, your Zach Brunts, like your James Berries. So sort of like an attacking midfielder, almost probably what a lot of people expected Mooney to be, or what we wanted Mooney to be, but obviously without playing him on the wing, obviously it's difficult for that to happen. And then I'd probably say 2 strikers, because like I said, I feel like 4 strikers is probably quite good amount. And yeah, someone like an Andy Cook or a Matt Smith type player. Obviously they're both at Salford and Bradford and both still doing very well in League 2. So it'll be a big ask to get them, which I don't expect. I don't think anyone would. But yeah, I do certainly think probably 2 strikers and attacking midfielder, and then sort of just cover in the sort of like right back or right wing back position, and probably goalkeepers.
Brilliant, superb. That's fantastic. I agree with you. Thanks for that, Ben. Thanks, Charlie, as well, and thank you to everyone that joined us tonight. Another good day following the mighty Southend United, and thanks for getting involved. So thank you very much, and I'll see you again all soon. Up the Blues.
Thanks, both.
Up the Blues. See you guys. Cheers.
Blues.
Bye.